And the other day, I was thinking, because I think it's obvious in most shows that I'm obsessed with age and the aging process, and just not really a fear of death, but like, come on. You know what I mean?
What's going on?
So I used to make fun of my aunt because I would call her and say like, oh, what are you doing today?
Yeah.
She said, well, I'm going to go to the grocery store, and then later I'm going to go get gas. And you know what I do now?
Tell me.
I go get gas.
Yeah.
Like that's
the
my
thing.
reason for leaving
going
the house.
out, getting gas.
Yeah, where are you going? I'm going to get gas.
Yeah.
What does that mean? It means I'm going to the gas station. I'm going to fill up my car.
I'm going to start here, and then I'll be at the gas station where I'll get gas, and then I'll return. Because the last thing you want is to have to be out somewhere and get gas, because you're already doing something.
Don't add it to the list.
Don't add it to the list.
Make it its own
one thing at a time.
Special event.
Yep. And then you know that you can accomplish it. You know you're not going to be late. There's been so many times. I need gas right now. This is very relevant to my life.
Right now.
And I wish that I had gotten it before and like in a separate event than having to worry about stopping to get it now. So I get it. Your aunt's onto something there.
Thanks for walking through that with me.
Thanks for appreciating getting older and needing separate trips for gas.
Welcome to Bitter Coffee. My name is Kelly Coffee.
Oh, and I'm Derek Fanton. I'm here again.
Wow.
Weird.
Wow, here we are.
We should probably just get used to that being a thing where I'm here.
Probably.
So I'm not used to it. It's still exciting and new.
Derek, how are you?
I'm really good.
Good.
I am exhausted. I am tired, but I am good.
Okay.
Exhausted and tired, to me, different things. Tired physically, exhausted mentally. Yeah. So I'm trying to buy a house right now, as you're aware, and now is not the time.
Nope.
But here we are.
Here we are.
And so, yeah, very, very tired by the fact that my toddler didn't want to sleep last night. Exhausted by the fact that there are numbers involved in my life right now, which is, as you know, not my comfort zone.
Nope.
So yeah, just trying to get through. But I was very excited to be able to have a chance to come and sit across from you and
Same.
spit silly for a while.
Spit silly.
Yeah.
Hashtag spitting silly. I'm going to warn you and anybody else.
Anyone who might be listening.
Warn my wife. I think I've warned your wife.
Yep.
I'm warning you.
Yeah.
I am on, I'm not going to call it this like really restrictive diet because that just sounds miserable. But I'm on this really restrictive diet.
Let me ask you this. Is it kind of miserable?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And is it more restrictive or miserable? I don't know.
Let's let this thing play out. I'll get back to you.
Depends on the time of day. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy, but trying to re-engage with my health.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all trying to re-engage with all parts of our lives right now.
Jesus Christ.
So tell me more about it. What does it entail? Or what does it not entail? Because that's generally the restrictive part.
I think what it doesn't entail is eating food that's enjoyable. Yeah, it's like this high protein, low calorie kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all very scientific. I'm 1 week in.
Okay.
I've only broken down into tears twice, which can't really.
I mean, that's a pretty good streak. You're a week in. That's from a percentage of hours to cries.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, but so that's it. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Well, you showed me your entire food cabinet.
Yeah.
And for the listeners, it's just a cabinet.
It's just a cabinet.
That is all of the food you are permitted to consume.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same person who had how many kinds of cereal?
Well, I was going to ask you, what is this doing to your cereal game? Is it really encroaching upon your cereal game?
Yeah, remember I had a lot of bread? What kind of bread would you like?
No, I remember talking about it, I think with Tim. We were talking with Tim Chang, a friend of the show, former guest of the show, about your cereal and bread situation. A lot of carbs, but no more.
I listened to that show just recently.
Yeah.
We have to have him back on the show.
So I have great news.
Oh my God, I'm really gassy. I'm going to burp or throw up all over the microphone.
So
what the hell I'm gonna do.
Heads up to the audience. There's going to be a lot of throat clearing and burping in this episode. So
let's just hope that's where it ends. I don't know. things could really go sideways here.
That's the show title, The Gas Episode. We were just talking about getting gas, too. In a car, to be clear.
In a car.
So great news on the Tim front. Tim is going to be in town in October, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to go see a show at Higher Ground if the world doesn't burn down before then. Going to see Dispatch. He's going to be in town. So that will be a convenient opportunity to have Mr. Tim Chang back on the show. So look forward to that if we're able to make that work.
Should we just have like an update on Tim's life as like a regular segment on the show?
Maybe we should make that a segment.
Right?
The Chang Report.
Yes.
Every other week, we get a quick 5 where I check in with Tim. We see what he's doing.
Yeah, just kind of, tell us about your day.
Tell us about your day, Tim.
Right? What you making for dinner?
He is he's well known online for his like trash heap tater tots that he
I
tends
know.
to make. You've seen those on the gram.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, so we should just find out what's Tim got in his Tim's tater tots every Saturday. Tim would be down too. He'd send me a detailed description with a photo.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna chat with him about that. I think we
there
can
we
make
go.
that happen.
That's another project.
That's just one more thing to taunt you with that you can't eat. So I don't know how healthy that's going to be.
Can't even talk about it.
Circling back to your cabinet for a second, you pointed out the fact that the top shelf is off-limits food because it's just like what's left of what you've kept on hand. That
Here's the thing.
Can't eat.
That's what I've kept on hand, not what I had to give to Michelle or
To,
just throw away in the
extract from your
garbage.
home? Right.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's tough.
Good for you. I'm proud of you. I hope that it makes you feel happier and healthier because if it doesn't do those two things, it's not worth it.
Do I look happy right now?
I'm going to assume you're healthier and I just can't tell.
Anyway. I want to give a shout out to longtime listener and fan of the show, Tanya.
Thank you, Tanya.
Let me tell you about Tanya.
Okay.
So I was engaged in an email exchange or a messenger exchange, whatever, last week with her.
Digital media exchange.
She's my bicycle guru.
Okay.
So
nice.
all things bicycles.
Everybody needs a bicycle guru in their lives.
Everybody needs a bicycle guru.
Yeah.
And so I was checking with her about something, and she said she was really happy to hear that you were on the show.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And
Thanks,
we were talking about her.
Oh.
She has a Victrola in need of repair. Not even kidding.
We didn't know we were.
Had no idea.
We were talking about her.
Mm-hmm. I would say supporting her.
Of course that you know someone who has a Victrola in need of repair.
Of course I do.
Of course you do.
I don't know if that bodes well for me.
So does she drive a Model T? Or no, she doesn't.
No.
Okay, so it's not. We weren't completely talking about her.
Well, you know what? Let me back up. I don't know.
Okay, cannot confirm nor deny.
Correct.
Okay, let's just assume she does.
I mean, why not?
I mean, driving a bicycle has modern bicycles have arguably more technology than a Model T.
Did you say butter bicycles? Or am I hallucinating?
So again, as discussed, we got a lot of throat frogs today. I couldn't get the words all the way out of my mouth, and I stopped in the middle of one, and I may have said butter bicycle.
I thought it was more because I'm not allowed to have butter. You know what's going to happen? Like, remember in cartoons when somebody's really hungry, and then like the person you're going to turn into like a turkey leg, right?
I'm not going to underhear anything I say. It's just going to be like, delicious looking turkey leg there. Butter bicycle made me think of the Butter Battle book. I think we've touched on the Butter Battle book at some point on the show, and you were equally confused then. Mm-hmm. Any Dr. Seuss fans out there who are aware of the Butter Battle book, which is an allegory about nuclear war. Anyway, that made me think of that. So go look that up for your kids. Really clue them into modern discourse.
Continuing on this positive path that we're on today.
Starvation and nuclear war. That's what we're talking about here.
Welcome to 2021, bitches.
Burn it all down.
Jesus Christ.
So we were. That's awesome. So she has a Victrola. Have you seen this Victrola? Have you seen the one that she needs repaired?
Oh my God!
Did you black out just now?
Wasn't here for a couple of seconds.
Wow.
I'm
Kelly
back.
went to a new
Can we just say
malnutrition place.
You need to take the reins on this show today.
Jesus, take the wheel on this one? Okay.
Phantom, take the wheel. Because my Oh my God, I can't even talk anymore. My ability to speak, clearly, has been minimized.
Well,
I'll say that.
You told me that your meals are like 100 calories.
I can't talk about it anymore.
That's insane. So, okay.
Can't.
So, going back to Tanya.
I took Tylenol and I was like, yay, a treat.
You're like 9 calories or something.
Woo!
So
time.
we were discussing Tanya,
Yes,
the bike
thank you.
guru,
Thank
and
you.
her Victrola in need of repair, which we touched on. We touched on in the previous episode, and you and Margot had talked about the episode before that. So I was asking, like, you couldn't confirm or deny if she has a Model T. Have you confirmed the existence of this Victrola?
Sure have.
Yeah. Did she send you a picture?
She sent me a
Yes. Okay, I can't wait to see it.
So I
That's
think
amazing.
Maybe
We'll have to share
we'll put that up
Yeah.
on the Insta.
For sure. That is way too much of a coincidence not to share the fact that there's a listener with a Victrola out there. So
And in need of repair. And there's somebody who can repair said Victrola.
now, can we get him on the show is the question.
I mean, yeah, I don't see why not.
What else are they doing?
Imagine if they like pulled up in a Model T. Where do I park? Right next to that horse and carriage. There's plenty of room. I don't know. So yeah, so
Who's going to come by and light these lampposts? I don't know why, like, just because they're old doesn't mean I don't know what this accent even is.
I do
This
it all
is
the time.
What a person from the 1900s sounds like, apparently. Sound like an old gold miner. I don't know why. Everybody was just, heading west and trying to make their way in the world.
there's high carb meals and then there are hills.
There's a snake in my boot. I don't know why that accent always comes out whenever, like... Oh, God.
Let's just say that this show will probably entertain no one other than ourselves.
There you go. It'll entertain us for sure. We both need this break for very different reasons, so it's cool.
So I'm going to give you an example of just like what my week has been like.
Okay.
And I want to do this. I don't know if it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Can we call Michelle
Oh,
and see if she's
Of course
available
we
to
can.
kind of help me tell this story?
absolutely.
Why don't we, you know what? Let's just, we have basically the better parts of our family sequestered
Yeah.
in another part of the
People
building.
who might be both more intelligible and more entertaining
You know what?
aren't in the room.
Let's just bring them on the show.
Let's bring them on the show.
Let's get everybody.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it.
Do we pause this?
I mean, you decide. Do you want to edit it out? Do you want to pause the recording? If you feel like it's going to start again, if you pause it?
Yes. All right, so after, oh boy,
We've had to move the mics a little bit.
after finding Michelle
Yep.
and refinding my
Establishing-
microphone because it moved 1 foot to my right.
Kelly was speaking into the pop filter.
I was. I still want to.
It's going to be difficult. Just move it out of the way. Then you won't have to think about it.
Jesus Christ.
So we have a special guest on the show who has been a frequent Scream from the Other Room guest in previous episodes, but never, I don't think, directly on the mic. Michele Palardy has joined us.
Thank you.
Welcome. Because I understand that there is a shared story that needs to be relayed to the listeners. Michelle texted me yesterday and said, when you were on the show, ask Kelly about the shucking corn situation, or about when I asked her to shuck some corn. Well, listen, that's all it took for me to know that there was going to be a good story here. So, however you want to present this, please feel free, but I'm interested to learn more. So what happened exactly?
Do you want to start? Do you want to?
Sure. So you all know that I'm doing a CSA
Oh, yeah, okay.
for
Yes.
the farm down in Colchester.
Yep.
That's farmer speak
Yes. CSA.
for like sharing the produce.
It's a Cold Shuts Anonymous. I don't know if that's okay. So, right. Yeah.
So corn was picked last week, and I got 25 pieces. Ton of corn.
Okay.
And
That's a lot of corn.
And I had this.
We call them ears.
Okay. So, anyways, I had a huge trug of them, which is also called, I know, throwing down some farmer lingo.
What? Michelle's holding her hands out like as if to form a barrel
Yep.
of some kind. That's a
Corn's in there.
a what?
A trug.
A trug. Okay. Gotta
So-
Google that.
So I have this trug of 25 ears of corn in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and Kelly's out in the living room,
Okay.
and she's watching TV, and she's on her phone, and I'm like, oh, I gotta shuck all this corn. I got to boil it, and then I got to get it all off the air.
Okay.
This is a lot of work. So
Farmer problem.
yes, big time
farmer problems.
Because nobody can eat 25 ears of corn in one night.
Right. So you're going to process the corn.
Given my current restricted diet,
Not.
I
So I go out into the living room, and I've got the trug, and I set it down near Kelly, near the couch near the coffee table, and I'm like, "Hey, can you shuck this corn?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure I can."
Okay.
Staring into her phone. I said, "Okay." So I go back into the kitchen because I got the water boiling, and I'm checking on things.
Okay.
So at this time, I'm realizing, ooh, I just agreed to something.
Right. You absent-mindedly assigned yourself a project.
I wonder what that was. So I figured if I just give it enough time, there's going to be the reminder.
Right. Something will come along.
Hey, can you, like you said you would, can you whatever? And I'm thinking, nothing's on fire. Nothing's broken. Let's just see. And then, of course, I returned to my stories that I was watching.
Right.
So I'm in the kitchen. A few minutes go by, and I'm like, "What the hell is she doing out there?" Because I don't hear the door.
I don't hear the sounds of corn being shucked. Yeah.
So I'm not quite in the living room. I'm still in the kitchen, and I shout out, "What are you doing? How come you're not shucking the corn?" She's like, "Oh," and comes out into the kitchen, and she's like, "Well, where's the corn?"
It was in the trug
Right. The aforementioned
right next to
trunk.
me.
Right.
I had to
Walked
basically
by.
step over it
Right.
to get to the kitchen.
So I go, "It's in the living room. You just walked by it." "Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay." So she goes into the living room. I go back to my boiling the water and getting the food bags, the sealer machine ready.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Getting that all ready. And I'm like, another couple of minutes go by, and I don't hear her leave. I don't hear her go outside. I don't know what's going on. And I go back out there, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I was shucking the corn in the living room.
What in the hell? Who shucks corn
In the living room.
at the coffee table?
I mean, I had the trug.
Unbelievable.
If not for shucking corn, what is a trug for?
So
Yeah. So it didn't go well.
Kelly, I thought you had said something about could you just sit and quietly mourn? And she was like, yes,
Yeah,
I can.
I absolutely
I
can.
can definitely do that.
yeah.
And
Can you
then-
do absolutely nothing?
Right.
I said
Done.
corn, not mourn.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to be clear.
Yeah. It was just so.
So did the...
Oh, the corn was shut.
I was going to say, did the corn end up getting...
Sure did.
I think this is a great little look into y'all's relationship, and I appreciate Michelle so much for joining us
Thanks,
to tell
Michelle.
that story.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being on the show. And you know what? Thank you for your continued support. Michele Palardy.
Michele
of the
Palardy of the Palardy
Foundation.
Foundation.
Thank
Thank you so much for being here, Michelle. It's
Thank
great to
you.
have you.
Thanks,
on the show.
guys.
All right. See you later. See you later. Bye-bye. Why do I always say it like that? See you later.
I
Bye.
think you're hearkening back to a time when you spoke like that, and it just has stuck with you. See you later.
Probably.
Thank you,
I don't
Michelle.
know. Thanks, Michelle.
And I will say, Michelle and Kelly told that story during a real distraction because the and again podcast, so you couldn't see us staring at each other and looking around. One of the 3 lights in the ceiling fan in the Bitter Coffee Studios decided to just occasionally turn off and back on just now. That story
I
was
thought I was
happening.
passing out.
I thought I was having a stroke. I thought I was seeing light out of the right side of my face. I was really concerned. And it did it a couple of times and no one noticed outwardly. And then it did it a couple more times and we're all looking at each other like, what is happening? And the story ended and it has since just come on and stayed on.
That's how magic my wife is.
She just brings magic wherever she goes.
Like, I went through a minute when the lights started flickering. I was like, wait, do I taste metal? Am I
Michelle was
having a
just doing that
seizure?
with her energy. That's what was happening. She was just making that happen. Waves of excitement were coming off of her and affecting the
That
lighting.
shucking excitement that we've all experienced.
Shucking beautiful story is what
Yeah.
that was.
So, yeah. So that was
I love that you were like, eventually she'll come back and tell me what I was supposed to be doing
it'll reveal
the
itself,
last 15 minutes.
right? Always does.
Always does.
Always does.
Always finds a way to come back around.
And it was the fact that I had to like step over what I used to call a bucket.
A bucket, right?
And now it's
Now
a trug.
It's a trug.
Do you
Take
think
that
it's
with you.
2 G's or 1?
I mean, it sounds like it feels like 2 G's to me. And by the way, any container that is not, maybe even if it is just like a bowl or something, that's a trug from now on.
You know what I'm eating? Jesus Christ. No, I'm not eating. You know what I'm drinking my tea out of right now?
Tea trug.
It's a tea.
Eating out of my cereal trug. Sipping a beer out of my beer
Milkshake
trug.
trug. My smoothie trug.
So we were at the lake last week. You and Michelle were kind enough to invite Hannah and Gwenny and I up to the lake to hang out for the day. And for some reason, the very first thing I feel like that we did was talk about the different kind of boats.
Yep.
Because there were a lot of boats on the lake that day. And we launched into like a 10-minute, you, me, and Hannah, just like we were Bubba from Forrest Gump. We were just like, there's trawler boats and sailboats.
Party boats. Sailboats.
Catamaran boats. We did that and then we would think we were done.
Nope.
And then Hannah from 40 feet away would be like, tugboats. We just lose it. So
Sheriff boat.
we've now done that like with different things. We were like at the store trying to figure out what snack we were gonna get. Hannah was like, "Did you want a Butterfinger?" And I was like, "A Butterfinger candy bar." And she was like, "Or a Milky Way candy bar, or a Snickers candy bar." And we just like, we're in the car at that point. We're like, Three Musketeers candy bar.
Milky
Just like,
Way.
how many candy bars can we name?
There's a lot.
I'm happy that that's re-entered our lives because now I'm going to just do that for everything. But I'm excited to have Trug too. I'm excited to have Trug with me. I don't know. It just felt right.
No, it's fine. I will say that, I mean, Hannah is always funny.
Yes.
She was
My wife
on
is hilarious.
fire that
She
day.
was at the lake. Oh my, something about the lake energy.
Something. Is she a water sign?
I think she is. She
you go.
loves the water. My Gwenny is starting to learn how to swim, loves the water as well. So yeah, I have a feeling. I don't know much about that kind of thing, but I bet she is because she was on fire, just like out of nowhere. She's one of the, Kelly and I tend to be front seat funny, as I think makes sense.
That's how this whole podcast started.
Both literally and figuratively, Kelly and I are front seat funny. Both that we sit in the front when we're in a car ride together, and we kind of like take the stage in most conversations. Both Michelle and Hannah are...
You're welcome, Hannah and Michelle.
just carrying this thing and also annoying you nonstop. But like Hannah and Michelle are just so incredibly backseat funny in that you don't because you don't necessarily expect it, but then they just fire off zingers, and it's a joy to be around. So what I'm saying is everybody should want to hang out with us, even though we don't want to hang out with anyone else.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
There's the reciprocation of the hanging out.
Right. That's the bummer.
That's my
It's the downside.
my sticking point.
Yeah,
And I had a thought, and now it's gone.
Oh, no, I'm
'cause
sorry.
No, it's fine. Oh,
Okay, great. We're back.
my mother-in-law and father-in-law were there that day when you guys
Yes, they were. Mm-hmm. Yep.
didn't know it till the very last minute.
Yes, we were going to join you at the lake house, and then I think the night before you were like, "Oh," or Michelle was like, "By the way, my mom and stepdad are going to be there."
Yeah,
And we were like, "Okay."
it was fine.
It was fine. They were fine.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mark just hung out inside and iced his knee.
he had knee
And-
surgery. He had double knee replacement.
Yep.
And he just had the second one done like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so he just hung out, and yeah, Michelle's mom was lovely. We got to meet Runway, who is their dog. I did not get a chance to inquire. Do you happen to know why the dog's name is Runway? Was she found on a runway?
Yes.
Okay, that was what I assumed. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the dog was found on a runway.
Perfect. Okay, well then it does make sense. If it was
We'll name a runway.
If it was anything other than that, I was really like, what's going on there?
Yeah.
But yeah, Runway was very nice, and yeah, we had just a lovely time. It was really nice to hang out with y'all in the sweltering heat that we've experienced over the last couple of weeks.
Sake.
To go outside yesterday and not immediately want to die was such a relief and a joy, you know.
Speak for yourself.
Due to the weather. Sorry, let me finish that sentence.
Okay.
To not want to die due to the weather.
Mm-hmm.
I've had so many conversations with people recently about, like, we live in Vermont because we're not built for multiple 90+ degree days.
It's a lot.
Oh, it's just too much. I don't, you may know this about me. I don't like to be sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to feel like I love a shower. Love to get a shower after I've, you know, cleaned out the garage or whatever I might be doing. To just having to like exist and sweat is like my nightmare. I just I cannot handle it. It's
Like
not
you're boiling
okay.
from the inside.
Right,
That's what it felt
exactly. Like I am slowly cooking and it's just been awful. But today it is absolutely beautiful. It is like a little bit overcast. It's in the low 70s. Is exactly how I want my
This
weather.
is good, fair weather.
Yes, we were talking
I'm sorry,
about,
let me
yeah.
rephrase that. This is good weather that we could go to the fair.
Right, this is good, fair weather. Make a choice.
If
one
the
or the other.
world weren't burning down around us.
I saw that the fair had started and immediately thought, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good for people who are up for that, I guess.
Yeah, I can't.
No, I'm not in a place to go to the fair. I mean, the thing of the fair is the people, like watching the amazing collection of people at the fair. And I'm just not into being around a lot of people right now. It just doesn't feel right. But it is. The weather is perfect. It feels and smells in the air like a fair day. Like a good day to go to the fair. Language is funny. Language is a funny thing.
What else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, here's another funny thing.
Okay.
So Michelle and I were talking last night, and I don't know if you and Hannah share the same thing, but there are types of music that I've listened to since like forever. Yeah. That Michelle doesn't listen to at all.
Oh yeah.
Like the Cocteau Twins, the Smiths. Like that's not her jam.
Yeah.
If I had to pick Jesus Christ.
If you had to pick up?
Thank you. If I had to pick a type of music that my wife is like super into, it's old school hip hop.
Okay.
And R&B.
Amazing.
I
love that so much. And because that's the music that I know that Hannah doesn't know.
See?
So
and she also listens to like soft rock.
Yeah. Like boat rock or like
it's not I guess
rock?
there's yacht rock within the parameters of the easy rock that she listens to.
Okay, so there's an overlap in the Venn diagram, but they're not a circle. I got
exactly.
it. Okay. Cool.
So last night I've had Groove is in the Heart in my head for like 4 days.
Absolutely.
And isn't there a part of the song where the guy just says Eskimo? Right? There is.
Right. Probably.
So for whatever reason, I think it was because of the heat wave.
Yeah.
I just started saying Eskimo. And I'm by myself a lot during the day. So it's just been, this thing that I've shared with myself.
You saying Eskimo to yourself.
Eskimo.
Eskimo.
And I'm sure I'm not even mindful of how many times I say it per day. So anyway, I think Michelle had asked me or I had offered like why I was saying Eskimo all the time.
Sure.
And I said, remember that song Delight?
Yeah.
And Grooves in the Heart. And she's like, oh yeah. So I got on this kick and then for some reason I kind of pivoted to the song Hippy Chick by Soho. Do you remember this song? So it uses a Smith's guitar riff in the beginning.
Okay.
And it's one of my favorite guitar riffs from the Smiths song, How Soon Is Now.
Okay, great.
And so they sampled that guitar riff in.
Gotcha, okay.
And How Soon Is Now is also one of my favorite driving songs, which is weird because it's a very depressing song.
I'm sure if you played either of these things, I'd be like, oh yeah, that song.
You
I
would.
just don't know what they're called.
Hang on, let me see if I could find it. Why don't you talk for like 30 seconds?
Okay, so on that same kind of note, random anecdote in terms of older kind of easy listening songs. Yesterday at work, my content cohort, Sarah and I were chatting about something random.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. I think she was going to look into the show. I think that she was excited to hear it again. So, Sarah, if you're listening, what's up? So you have met my boss, Sarah, at Hannah's baby shower, and I also now have a coworker, Sarah with an H, who is my content. So it's a whole thing with
So is it Sarah and the other Sarah?
Sarah No H is the other Sarah that you've
Okay.
met. And Sarah H, Sarah, as we say sometimes, is the one that I was chatting with yesterday. But anyway, somehow we got onto Hold On by Wilson Phillips. And I don't know why we got to there, but we proceeded, and we're in an open office, I should just point this out right now, in amongst the rest of the marketing team, we proceeded to alternate lyrics to Hold On by Wilson Phillips, where I would just go, I know that there is pain, but ya, and Sarah would go, hold on for one more day, and then we'd both go,
man.
break free from the chains, and we annoyed everyone in that room.
Good.
But we didn't care because it was the end of the day on a Friday and we needed to get it out. So shout out to Wilson Phillips and Hold On. That's a great song.
I think that's one of those songs that once you kind of get into that vibe, you can't get
out. No, absolutely not. I had to listen to it because
Yeah.
that was the only way I was getting free of it. Okay, so are we listening to Hippy Chick?
We are.
Okay. Already, I'm familiar with the guitar riff.
You know this song.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
Come on now.
It was an annoying song. This Hippie Chick was an annoying song from the 90s.
Sure, yes.
You'll know it now.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this is such a vibe in terms of, as the kids say, in terms of that era of music. That has a
Right.
very like Beck Loser sort of kick to it. Or,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I was upset when the song was first released because it's my favorite guitar riff. And I always hate when things that I love are co-opted for things that I will, of course, find annoying.
They Puff Daddy it. That's what I call that.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yep.
So I played that song and I said, you remember the song Hippie Chick? And she said, oh, yeah. And like we talked about like the year it came out and like I think she was in college then. And then I said, yeah, it's in that whole genre of like 90s songs that were annoying at the time and then we've just forgotten about them.
Yeah.
But they're still
But
like,
they live there still. They live in the back of
They're
your
still
mind
there.
still. Yep.
you know what her response was?
Hmm.
Do you remember Hippie Chick?
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Like right after you had
Right
just
after
talked about it.
Yeah. So if we want to talk about who's listening and who's not listening when people are talking, I'm going to push back a little bit.
So anytime there's any kind of disagreement between the two of you where she accuses you of not listening, you're just going to say, hey, remember Hippie Chick?
I think I just have to start playing the song every time.
Just shout at Alexa to
So of course
cue
my
that up.
response was when she said, do you remember Hippie Chick? I said, yeah, from like 4 seconds ago when we just talked about it.
From the mid 235s? Yes, I do remember. We were just discussing it. Yeah.
So there you go.
That's amazing.
So I might overstep a trug or two, but I listen to conversations.
It all comes back around.
Jesus
That was great. I
Christ.
enjoyed that tangent very much.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that the mid 90s musical era is quite a thing. We talked last week. We were talking about the Woodstock '99 thing, and that leaves out that whole other genre of music that was the sort of like alt rock at the time, which was very different than like 2000s alt rock, where it was, it was more down tempo and like that. That's a perfect encapsulation. Or even like the up one of the words that ends with tempo.
Tempo.
Up tempo stuff.
The word is tempo.
The password is tempo. That like is the faster stuff that the groove is in the heart, and like anything by any of those artists that hit it big that, like you said, we listened to, they were ever present and then they were gone. And like those are my favorite songs to just sort of like bring up in conversation and kind of see who you're dealing with.
And maybe,
Hold On by Wilson Phillips is one of those. Like
maybe know who's not listening when you have those conversations in real time.
Remember Hippie Chick?
Yes, we just talked about it. We had just tied up that conversation with a bow.
I'm definitely going to use that on Michelle. It's like, remember Hippie Chick?
Mm-hmm.
Just randomly. Remember? Do you remember it? So funny.
If you're looking for a new catchphrase at 81 Hood Street, I think we found it. What else is going on?
Trug life. So, one thing I wanted to just hit on quickly. I mentioned that we're looking for a house, and I don't want to get into like all the.
Just to be clear,
insane-
Derek and I are not looking
Oh,
for
sorry.
a
Yeah,
house.
the we there is Hannah and myself. Kelly is very comfortable in both her relationship and her living situation,
Absolutely.
as I am. Other than the fact that Hannah and I need a house, and so rather not to get into like the personal side of what we actually want or need in a house, just in general, the house. We are trying to find a house, for sure, and people make some choices in their living situations that are amazing to me. And when I say amazing, I mean like what is going on here. Let me give you an example.
Please.
So we saw a place a couple days ago and it looked beautiful. First of all, do not trust Zillow. For anybody out there who's like browsing Zillow because they're like, look at this beautiful place, look at this beautiful place. I'm here to tell you, having been inside many of these places, 9% of them are probably actually beautiful. The other 91% are absolute horror shows. So we went to this place that looked gorgeous online, was really nice, had everything we needed. We get inside and it immediately is sort of meh. You know when you go inside a place and you feel like there's a lot of work that's been done here badly. Like they've done a lot to this house, but none of it feels of value.
Do you think like they did the work in order to prop the house up for selling?
It feels like it very much feels like a Hollywood stage kind of a situation where it's like, look at how nice it looks. It's not nice, but it looks nice. And so we immediately had that vibe. We look around the house, it's all sort of like that. It's all sort of meh. And then we're literally about to leave and we realized, wait, isn't there a basement? Like there were pictures of a basement, but we've not seen a way to get to the basement. And so I'm kind of looking around, I'm looking at the stairs, and you know, most places that are multiple story, like the stairs to one floor are under the stairs to another floor. So I'm like
plumbing.
Like plumbing, yes. Upstairs bathroom, downstairs bathroom, yes. I just talked to Hannah about that. So I'm like, well, the stairs would be here, but where they are in this house, that's actually the garage. And so I open the door from the house to the garage, and lo and behold, there's a door.
Hey.
That goes to the basement, but you have to get there from the garage. And as soon as we open the door to the basement, cat piss.
No.
Cat piss just hits us like a wave. And I mean, and we have cats. And we have ultimate respect for indoor cats. We think that's the way they should be, and they should be inside. And they should have litter boxes and all of that. But you should clean up after them. And you should not, as it would indicate in this place, lock them in your weird basement that you can only get to from the garage, because that's how the cat piss must have gotten down there. And it was so overwhelming. We like ran downstairs. I looked at the furnace very quickly. I was like, no, thank you. And we exited Toot Sweet. They put that house on the market and they were like, someone is going to come in here and they're going to look around the house and all of the weird sort of fix-ups we've done. And then they're going to go in the basement. And the cat piss is really going to sell it for them. Like that had to be the thought process, right? Because why leave it like that? Like you can clean it up. Like no one's forcing you to do this anyway. The point is, there was a great SNL skit about people looking at Zillow as like their new porn online, and it was very, very funny. I'm here to tell you that don't feel like those places that you see that you think are beautiful and wonderful homes, they're probably not. It's all just smoke and mirrors, because we can confirm that, man, there are some choices out there that people make that you're like, no one's going to buy your house. It's awful.
So it's smoke, mirrors, and cat piss.
Smoke, mirrors, and cat piss. Just like classic magic.
Wow.
A lot of cat piss in magic.
How many houses have you seen?
20.
Jesus Christ.
Probably at this point, at least. Yeah.
You've got 2 more tomorrow, you said.
2 more tomorrow. Yep. And yeah, it's a thing out there. It's a mess out there, folks. Don't sell or buy a house right now. It's just not worth your mental health.
Weren't things so much easier when you and your wife were tenants here? I'm just saying.
Listen, we were going to get back there.
Just saying.
Sitting in this room that used to be Hannah's like makeup room, and looking around at the kitchen that we used to cook wonderful HelloFresh meals in. Man, I'm nostalgic. It was a simpler time. If we didn't have an ingredient, we could just scream and one of y'all would come and bring us some sugar or something. Those were good times. How would you feel about having about having tenants again, who you might recognize, plus a toddler and a new dog that were not here previously. Just move in. I understand the upstairs place is available soon.
I have tenants in there now.
Yes.
It's a month-to-month situation.
Well,
and they're lovely. Can I just say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
That's great.
They're lovely.
But I bet we'd be better is what I'm saying.
I don't know. It's a very, very difficult thing to navigate.
Listen, the people on the podcast want to know, Kelly. I'm springing it on you right now. Can we move in upstairs? Can we? It'd be great if we could, please.
Would that be great, though?
It would be great.
Here's
in
the
theory.
thing. There was a time so you and Hannah were in this apartment.
Space, yep.
And Michelle and I were in the apartment behind it. And what separates it is like a garage and then like a storage area and like a hallway, whatever. And then like another hallway that
But
leads
it's connected.
To like, it's connected, yes. There was a time when we had a house cake.
Yes. There was a fridge in
There's a
the
garage fridge.
Yeah, there was a garage fridge, which everyone should have and is a aspiration of mine in whatever new place we find. And in that fridge, I think it happened once by random where you just like had gone to Costco and the cake had caught your eye and you were like, well, Derek and Hannah will eat some of this cake and we would like it. And so you bought it and you texted us and you said, hey, FYI, in the fridge out back, house cake.
House cake. And I could
Cake
tell,
for the
like,
house.
when one of us was, like, getting a slice of cake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there was just, for the record, it was a sheet cake.
It was an
and,
enormous
And there was
sheet
a
cake.
knife that just lived out there on the cake. And you would just go back with a plate and you'd cut a slab, and throw it on the plate, and you'd walk back to
bring
your
it back.
apartment. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss those days.
Those were the days. Those were the days. And then there'd always be like, a very small portion of the house cake left. And we'd have to text each other back. It's like, is anyone going to eat that like week old last dregs of house cake?
There's like an icing brick.
Yeah, there's like half a
anybody gonna
rose
have that?
and 3 squiggles left. Is anybody going to eat that? I don't want to throw it out if like someone's going back there excited and then it's gone. That would be really disappointing. But then you refreshed it. I think total we had 3 to 4 house cakes over the course of the time. that we lived here,
Absolutely.
at least, maybe
Absolutely.
more.
I want to say that one of those house cakes, the OG house cake, was left over from our wedding.
It might have been.
Right?
It might have been.
Because that was a big cake.
That's
Didn't
true.
really know what to do with
That's
it.
true. What do you do with all this cake?
You make it into a house
Make it into
cake.
a house cake. Cake for everybody. So if you come by at any point, just check. There might be a house cake back
I don't
there.
think there's going to be a house cake for a
That's
while.
disappointing.
I think like no, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
We almost ventured into uncharted territory there.
With like my eyes up to the ceiling.
For the record, she really considered it and she decided no.
Nope.
So
Don't want to do it. What else you got?
that's all I've got. That's all I've got, Kelly. I had
have to
it's
offer.
all I have to offer right now, both in mental fortitude and energy.
I think it's plenty.
I think it's enough, honestly. I'm just excited to be back recording with you again.
Same.
Thank you everybody who listened to the previous episode and hit us both up to say, hey, great to hear you guys back. That was really kind. Thank you very much.
Makes me very happy.
Oh, there's a new thing on Facebook now where Facebook's going to auto post our episodes. So if you're following us on Facebook, if you're not, follow us at Bitter Coffee Pod on Facebook. But now auto post the episodes there, so you can just listen to them directly on Facebook. You don't have to have like a podcast host or any of that.
You don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. When I upload this thing, I don't have to do anything.
No, it just happens. If it's right off the RSS feed, it just happens because we host it on Libsyn. Yeah, it's great. So yeah, thanks for everybody for listening, and hope you enjoy this. If there are things you want us to talk about, please let one of us know. If you have a topic throughout a week, Kelly and I take notes throughout our weeks and bring them to the show. So if you have things, hey, you guys should talk about this on the show, send us a note. We promise nothing. It may not appear, but it might. So
Chances are good.
Chances are pretty good that we might bring it up. We know our listeners are amazing and have fantastic ideas. So send those our way. We'll see if we might have. I bet we have opinions. So we'll share them on the show.
I'm sure we do. Let's thank our sponsors.
Please do.
Shall we?
Absolutely.
I want to thank the Palardy Foundation, and not only for her appearance on the show today, and for
continued support,
helping me hone my corn shucking skills.
Shucking great.
But for
That should be the show title.
Yeah, but
Shucking great.
can you type in accents? Not yet.
Apple Podcast is like, did you mean shucking great? No, I meant shucking great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
So thanks to the Palardy Foundation that makes this podcast possible.
Thanks, Michelle.
And I want to thank Doggy Styles. And you can reach them at 802-654-7387 for all your dog grooming and your brooming needs. For all your brooming needs.
Your dog grooming and brooming. What are we doing? We're grooming and brooming up here. I mean, they do a lot of brooming. They have to do a lot of brooming following the grooming.
You're welcome.
So
there you go.
If they don't have a tagline, that should be it.
Thanks for kind of helping me get out of that
I'm here
little
for you, Kelly.
tailspin.
Tailspin, grooming, love it. Love it. You're just boom, 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 pew, 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 pew.
I want to thank Amanda Jones and her cottage industry business, Things for Things. Give her a call, or a text rather, at 610-733-9158. And on the web, you can see her work at thingsforthings.co.
Love that name. Things for Things. Have we ever talked about the fact that my college roommate and I had a closet, or not like a cottage business called Things of Stuff?
No.
Yeah. Shout out Brandon.
How are we just...
I don't
hearing
know,
about
but
this
Things
now?
of Things, I was like, that's awesome. We used to be Things of Stuff. It was literally, he had a really nice computer and he could burn CDs. And I had some visual programs on my computer so I could make cover art. So we used to, that was part of what we would do, is we'd burn CDs for people and then make cover art for them. And then here you go, here's your CD that we made for you. But we'd do all kinds of other weird, like, sticker things and projects. So we were called Things of Stuff. We had a little sign on our dorm room door. It said Derek.
You had a
Derek and
sign?
Brandon's. Yeah, oh yeah, we made
It's
a
like
sign.
an official business.
We made stuff, so we might as well have a sign for it, and it was called Things of Stuff. And that's actually still his Twitter handle, Things of Stuff, on Twitter.
Interesting. And that's
Shout
like
out, B.
nerding the F
Big time,
out.
yes, huge nerd stuff going on
Wow.
there. Yep,
Like
yep.
Dungeons and Dragons.
I think there was some
or-
he does some D&D now, I believe. I'm a big Minecraft guy these days. We'll get into that on a future episode.
I don't know what that means.
We'll talk about
I
it.
do know. Okay, what I do know about Minecraft is that it had ruined a coworker's marriage. That's all I know.
That sounds right.
I asked how they were doing. This is going back several years. And he said, my wife in Minecraft, it's destroying us. And I wasn't sure what it meant. And I was on a work computer and I didn't want to Google that because God knows what would come up.
Some kind of weird S&M thing.
Yeah, I had no idea. So I guess it's not safe for all marriages.
I guess not. Hannah will ask me if I'm going to play my little Lincoln Log Legos with my little friends online. That's what she will say when I'm talking about Minecraft. So
okay.
I can understand how that might have happened. So we'll talk about Minecraft some other time.
All right. Let's have Hannah on the show.
Yes, that has to happen.
God, I've completely lost all energy.
Good thing we're
I've got
done
nothing,
here.
Brian.
Good thing we're done here, Kelly. Kelly is slowly
again.
melting into the chair.
I appreciate your patience with me, Derek, and everyone.
Malnutrition's a bitch, Kelly.
Jesus Christ. Thanks again, everybody. And take care out there. Wear a mask.
Please do.
Get vaccinated. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.